Hey, it's Sam. I'm just sending another video to everyone because a lot of you were asking. I've heard from a lot of people I haven't heard from in a lot of years. So thanks for all of you guys for writing and commenting and sharing. So I'm at the Kyiv Borispol airport right now and just checking in with my team. I just had last drinks with them at the local burger bar in Kyiv, which is our favorite spot right in the center of Kyiv, and kind of sad because don't know if we'll be back there. We hope in a month we're going to be laughing about how stupid we were thinking this was going to be a war and just Putin backs off, but I have this sad sinking feeling that's not the case. So results of the evacuation, a lot of people were asking what's going on, and how you could help. Actually, someone, thanks Martha, actually volunteered to pay for my plane ticket to the States, and other people asking how you can help. So I'm thinking of putting together a GoFundMe or something page to help people fund getting people out of Ukraine. We're right now, I think, evacuating all but 8 team members out of 45 in Ukraine, which is good. Earlier today, we had 20 who were not evacuating, and we got that down to 8. And I just sat down, I had a one-on-one Zoom call with every team member to ask them why they weren't evacuating, and then we worked through the scenarios, what would happen if they stayed in Kyiv, and what would happen if they didn't. And actually, as a result of today's video, someone called me from the Army who knows what's going to happen, and he warned me of exactly what Kyiv, the city we're in, is facing. So I was able to communicate to everyone how great a danger they were staying in Kyiv, and they needed to get out very quickly, and most of them responded to it, and the ones who haven't yet are still considering their options, and I think now have a much better plan. A lot of them were thinking that when the war starts, they're going to move west, and I told them that's the worst thing they could do. If they're going to move west when the war starts, they need to move now rather than when it happens, because everyone's going to do the same thing, and they're going to be caught out on roads being shot at by armies fighting each other. So so it went really well, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I'll put together a little short video when I land in Germany about how you guys can help. And the main thing is just, I'll share with you guys a quick story. I run a startup, and we were growing really fast last year, so we kept hiring people, and then, probably hired too many too quick. That's a typical error that you can make as a CEO when you're growing. And then in December, we started to slow our growth, and actually, I was supposed to raise a bunch of money because I've already raised a couple million for the startup in January to bridge us through this winter period. But because of the uncertainty in Ukraine, we weren't able to raise a couple $100,000. We just weren't able to close to get through this period. And, I was faced with a choice of laying off a bunch of people or cutting a bunch of people's pay right before this was about to happen. So last week I made the tough decision to not get rid of anyone because I told the leadership that I didn't want to lay anyone off right before an invasion, and because I wanted to get them to safety. So I just decided to borrow $120,000 of my own money to fund the team and get them out. So I'll put together a little, if you guys would like to participate in that, just because we're really not a great investment target right now. Investors are trying to see if we're going to survive this tough period. But if you guys want to participate and help get people out and pay them during this next couple months of uncertainty while we're just reorganizing the entire company, I'll put that link. If you're interested, just type into the chat below the video and say, hey, I'm interested in helping, and I'll put that together and send that out to you when we get that page up. But hey, thanks for everyone checking in. It really means a lot. We've had a lot of people who, vendors who are waiting on payment, and other people just said, hey, get us back when you can. Some really great companies we're working with, and people are just, helping out and, helping the team. And the whole team's decided that no matter what happens, team members were volunteering to not get paid. And I said, no, I'll get you the money to pay you. So, they're really committed to, getting through it. And it's really cool to see, So anyway, I'll put a video out. I'll show you guys the team, and I'll post that when I get to Frankfurt. We've got some cool videos of the team so you guys can see who you're supporting. And if this you want to help pay for their gateway to safety for them and their families. A lot of them, the reason why they are leaving is they said, well, I've got my mom and dad and sister and I won't leave without them. We said, okay, well, we'll pay for that. Even though we don't really have the money, we'll just kind of not pay other bills. So we said, we'll pay for, you guys getting them out so that, no one has an excuse to not leave, aside from, some guys have some really tough situations. And one guy has a wife who's 9 months pregnant, doesn't want to, make her travel during this period, but I explained to him how dangerous it is to be in a city that's getting attacked during that period. So hoping everyone has, the ability to get out. And I'll update you guys on if that number goes down from 8 to less. I really hope it does, and I really hope we're wrong and we all come back to Kyiv in a month, because we love this city and it's home, and that's where my fiance and her family are from, and it's where I've called home the last 3 years. It's been the best kind of period of my life building this tech startup, and really hope I get to come back. I went running today with a good friend of mine who's a Ukrainian Army reserve officer, and I said, so what are you going to do? And he said, well, I'm ready to fight when they come. And, people are, you go out to the bars right before I left. My fiance and I went out, and no one's panicking, but you can tell the guys are really on edge. They know that their life's about to change. They're all going to be, forced to fight for their country. And it's kind of feel guilty leaving, because we have such a privilege in the United States. Although we seem to be kind of tearing each other apart, and maybe we'll lose that with some civil strife. But we have such a privilege in our geographic security that Ukrainians and a lot of people in the world don't have. So anyway, that's the update, and thanks for those of you who reached out asking how you could help. And I'll put a little GoFundMe campaign together. Just comment if you want me to send you that link, and I'll do that when I get to Germany. But I'm flying out of Kyiv in 35 minutes from Borispol airport, and I hope I'm back. I hope this is just me being paranoid, but I fear it's not. So thanks everyone for your reaching out, and love all of you, and thanks for all the support.